Hello everyone, let's start with a quick introduction here about the Earth's revolution and rotation we will discuss in detail today. Okay, let's start with the introduction. Earth is our home in the vast universe. It rotates and revolves every day and year. So these movements affect the life on the Earth. So what is now rotation? Rotation means the earth is spinning on its axis. So it takes how many hours? 24 hours for one complete spin. So this movement causes day and night. Also you can see in this diagram the revolution of the earth. So now what about the direction of rotation? So earth rotates from west to east. So sun appears to rise in the east and sun sets in the west. So what happened to the day and night now? During the rotation, half of the earth faces the sun. So this half experiences daytime and the other half experiences the nighttime, right? So now what is earth axis? So the axis of earth is an imaginary line. So it passes through the north and the south poles and the earth spins around this axis. What is apparent motion of sun? So the rotation causes apparent movement of the sun. It seems like the sun moves across the sky. So this is actually earth spin. What is revolution now? As we know, revolution is Earth's orbit around the sun. So it takes 365 days for one complete revolution. So this movement gives us the seasons. Okay. Now the shape of orbit. Earth's orbit is not a perfect circle, but it is slightly elliptical or oval shaped. So the sun is slightly off center. Now we will talk about the tilt of the earth. During the revolution, earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees. So this tilt is the reason for seasons. Without it, we would have no seasonal changes. Now what is the cause of summer and winter? So summer occurs when a hemisphere tilts toward the sun. Okay. Now winter occurs when a hemisphere tilts away. So spring and autumn occur in the between. Okay. Now what is a constant tilt? Now we know earth tilt stays constant as it revolves. So the northern and southern hemispheres get sunlight differently. So this different causes the seasonal temperature changes. Now we will talk about Coriolis effect. Rotation also affects winds and oceans currents. So this is known as Coriolis effect. So it influences weather patterns globally. Now the day length variation. We know the revolution affects the length of day and night. So during summer, days are longer and during winters, nights are longer. Okay. What are equinox? Equinox occurs twice a year. So day and night are equal in length and this happens in March and September. What are solstice? Solstice occurs twice a year. So one hemisphere has the longest day of year and the other hemisphere has the shortest day. You can see and understand by this diagram also. Now what are summer and winter solstice? Now summer solstice occurs in June, northern hemisphere, and the winter solstice occurs in December in northern hemisphere, opposite in the southern hemispheres. Now take a look at solar declination. Earth revolution affect the apparent position of sun. So sun appears to move north and south in the sky. So this is called solar declination. What are now climate effects? Now the rotation and revolution together influence the climate. So tropical regions get more sunlight consistently and the polar regions experience extreme variations. Now what about the time zones? Rotation causes sunrise and sunset times to change. So this is why the different places have different time zones. So time zones are based on the Earth's rotation. Now we will talk about the division of time zones. As we know, the Earth is divided into 24 time zones. So each zone covers 15 degrees of longitude and 1 hour difference between adjacent zones. Now we will talk about the prime meridian. So meridian passing through Greenwich, UK is the prime meridian. So it is the reference for all the time zones. So the time is called Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. So now stars apparent motion. What is this? Rotation also causes apparent motion of stars. So stars seem to rise and set like the sun. So this is important in astronomy. Now what is a night sky change and how does this happen? Earth's revolution explains the changes. Changing night sky. So different constellations are visible in different months. So this is why seasons are linked with the stars. Now we talk about the day, length and the tilt. So Earth's tilt is the reason for long summer days and the short winter days in each hemisphere. So without this tilt, day length would be equal year around. Alright. Now we will talk about the rotation speed. We know Earth spins at about 1670 km per hour at equator. So rotation is faster at equator than poles. So this affects winter and ocean currents. Now what is revolution speed? We know Earth revolves around the sun at about 30 km per second. So this huge speed keeps Earth in orbit and gravity from the sun keeps Earth revolving. What are seasonal shift and leap years now? Revolution causes seasons to shift gradually. So Earth completes one revolution in 365.25 days. So this extra 0.25 days leads to leap years. Alright. Now what is a leap year? A leap year has 366 days. So occurs every 4 years to balance the calendar. So this keeps seasonal cycles consistent. Now climate zones. What are climate zones now? Earth's movement are responsible for climate zones we know. So tropical, temperature and polar zones exist. So sun's angle and exposure determine the climate. Alright. Shadows, important. Rotation and revolution explain length of shadows. So shadows are shorter at noon, longer during morning and evening as we all observe, right? Agriculture. Seasons affect agriculture and crops. Farmers plan sowing and harvesting based on seasons. So the revolution helps predict the climate changes. So now what about the daily temperature? Rotation affects daily temperature changes. So days are warmer than nights due to the sun's heat. So this helps regulate the ecosystems. Now we will talk about monsoons. What are monsoons? Revolution affects monsoon patterns also. So sun's position in June triggers rains in India. This is critical for agriculture and water resources. Now what are tides? Rotation causes tidal variations indirectly. So moon's gravitational pull interacts with spinning earth and this leads to high and low tides. Now this is also an important thing, solar energy. Earth's revolution affects solar energy received. So different hemispheres get varying sunlight. This is important for understanding the climate and the seasons. Now let's see equator versus poles. We know equator receives direct sunlight year around, right? So poles received slanted sunlight, less intense. So this explains temperature differences globally. Alright. Now we see day length near the poles. What happened near the poles? Day length changes fastest near poles, okay? So near equator, day and light remain almost equal. So this revolution amplifies this effect at higher latitudes. Now winds and Coriolis. Now we know rotation affects Coriolis effect on winds. So influences cyclone direction in each hemisphere. Important for weather forecasting. Now we have a quick summary of movements here. Sun's apparent movement is due to rotation. Seasons are due to revolution plus tilt, and both movements are essential to life on Earth. So without movements, what will happen? Without rotation, Earth would have permanent day or night. So without revolution, no seasons would exist and the life depends on these movements. Alright. Now let's talk about rotation slowing. What it is? Earth's rotation is gradually slowing over millions of years. So days are getting slightly longer. So moon's gravity causes this deceleration. Alright. Now what is revolution is stability. The Earth's revolution remains stable due to sun's gravity, and orbit may vary slightly over the long periods, and this causes minor climate variations, right? Now, what are the importance of movements? So understanding Earth's movements helps in geography, astronomy, and the climate science. So this explains natural phenomena like seasons, tides, and time zones. So fundamental knowledge for Earth studies. All right. Now here is a quick recap. Rotation causes day-night, revolution causes seasons and year, and the tilt causes seasonal variations, right? So the conclusion we get here, we reach at this conclusion that Earth's movement are silent but very powerful, and they shape life, climate, and our understanding of the planet. So always observe and appreciate the rhythm of the Earth. Now here is a quick practice set. You can go through all the question answer sets here. I hope you understand this in very clear and easy and simple way. See you in the next session.